In the world of the super rich, where fine wines and rare caviar are commonplace, standing out from the crowd can be difficult. When your friends can afford anything, money alone won't make your dinner parties special. So you need the right people to source products no one else can get their hands on.
I sell white, I sell black, I sell by the gram. This product is it's a commodity and it changes on a weekly basis.
Mira Cortese is one of Britain's most exclusive truffle dealers. But her number isn't easy to come by.
I don't publicise, I don't market myself. I am a very niche business with a very niche product, and it's really by word of mouth.
I can either get to you after 12, or I can come anytime this evening, so you just let me know, whatever works for you.
The minimum order is 100 grams, and that has to be fairly central London. Mayfair, Knightsbridge, Belgravia, Notting Hill, St John's Wood, Hampstead, Holland Park, Kensington. I'm delivering all over London. The fact is that I offer a very highly personal service, and offering a very highly personalised service means that, you know, you feel extra special.
How would I get your number in the first place?
Ah, you've got to be in the know. You know, God, how do you get my number?
Available for only a few months of the year, truffles are one of the world's most expensive fungi.
It's a real kind of mushroomy, kind of garlicky smell.
Harvested in the wild, from under the ground, a single truffle can be worth over £1,000. And in top restaurants, the Mira's slice adds hundreds to the bill. And for Mira, business is booming.
Please take them off.
Oh, wow.
So these are the big pieces.
Okay.
Lately, she's been selling 10 kilos of truffles a week.
My business is definitely a sign of the times.
So we need half a kilo.
Just before we met, I did a delivery for a kilo.
How much is a kilo?
£2,000.
I thought we were in the age of austerity.
Not if you look at the truffle market. It's definitely not austerity.
If Mira sources the finest truffles, then Tom Harrow is her equivalent in wine. Known as Wine Chap, Tom is one of Britain's foremost wine experts, specialising in finding the most exclusive vintages.
Michelle. Hi, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Very nice to see you. Thanks very much for seeing me today. As I think I mentioned, I've got this client who is very interested in a particular bottle of wine. I think it's a pretty special bottle, and you're one of the very few restaurants in the world that actually lists it. So it should be rather exciting.
Actually, whilst I've got you in the chef's library, just behind you, one moment, I have something here that you might be interested in.
Oh, the original wine list?
One of the, yep, dating back to, I think it's 1969.
Oh, that's awesome.
But if you look at the prices...
Look at that. Look at the Grand Echezot from Domaine Romanée-Conti for £46. Wow. I don't suppose you've got any bottles of that left over and you haven't put another markup on, just maybe?
Dream on.
Oh, wow.
That bottle would now cost £4,000. And Michel Roux's cellar is one of the best in the country. But in Tom's world, it's never about price, but about how difficult it is to obtain.
And here we are, here are the bad boys, and there's our one. The Domaine Romanée-Conti 99, a snip at £12,433 a bottle. Now, that sounds really expensive, but I mean, I know you can pay more than that retail,
yes,
which is amazing, and chapeau, frankly. It's one thing to source expensive rare wines, it's another thing to seek the unobtainable, and that's really the level at which I operate and try, wherever possible, to succeed.
Tom sources wine from across the world.
Hey.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Very well.
Often only buying single bottles that nobody else even knows about.
So this is the famous Sake 19. About 600
That's £600 a bottle,
yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Thanks. London has become a playground for the wealthy, and they are quite demanding, unquestionably. They're used to getting their own way and getting what they want. So what do you get for people who can have everything, whatever they can't have? London's wealthy elite want these experiences which, frankly, give them bragging rights at dinner parties. That's what I deliver.
No, you can't freeze them. Oh, no. No. You don't need to freeze it whatsoever. If you freeze it, it'll turn to mush.
For other people in the luxury food industry, competition to supply the super rich is driving innovation.
So, you know, I would hate you to have this kind of like, you know, shriveled mush on your plate, and you'd be pretty annoyed as well.
Ken Benning works in the increasingly crowded world of caviar.
We're ready. The days of Russian Iran are gone. The Germans produce very good caviar, the Americans produce very good caviar, the Chinese produce fantastic caviar. You know, China, caviar. People think, China, caviar, how can the Chinese produce it? It must be fake, it must be synthetic. But it's not, it's very good caviar. As more and more people farm caviar and as more and more farms get up to speed, the price of caviar is coming down.
To keep his label exclusive, Ken has had to innovate. 2 years ago, he set up Britain's first caviar farm.
Look at that, that's a bloody big haul. That is a very, very good Rosac. We're the only ones who are British. We knew that some chefs would buy British, and it went down very, very well. Yeah, fresh caviar. Half an hour ago, that fish was swimming.
To stand out from his competition, Ken is constantly searching for something new. This month, he's launching a project which promises to turn the world of caviar on its head.
Why are we looking at a frog? Because that little frog is the future of food. So that little frog has been at the forefront of cancer research, regeneration technology, cell regeneration, stem cell technology, and the results and what this stuff does is phenomenal.
Ken has discovered that the African clawed frog has miraculous medicinal properties. He plans to infuse an extract from the frog's spawn into his caviar to create a new elixir of youth, Caviar XL.
When I first heard about it, I thought to myself, you know, it is a joke. I got very excited about it, but something inside me said, actually, there's probably something here. Caviar XL is sturgeon caviar, real sturgeon caviar, infused with an extract of the Xenopus laevius frog. I think we're going to probably charge about £100,000 a kilo.
Over the next 3 weeks, as London's elite indulge in the holiday season, these 3 suppliers will have their busiest period of the year, one which could make or break their businesses.
There's no safety net. What you see is what you get. And, you know, if we screw up, we go bust.
It's early December in central London, and wine expert Tom Harrow is collecting £10,000 worth of wine for a very special event.
Well, we're off to Timothy Everest's Tailors in the heart of Spitalfields. We're going to be working on 2 or 3 floors in the building, and in each floor we'll have a different mannequin with a different outfit that represents one of the key Bond characters in a key Bond film, which corresponds with one of the drinks that we'll be pairing up with that.
This weekend, Tom is hosting 4 millionaires on a British-themed wine day.
Tim, I'm very well indeed.
Their final destination will be the studio of Tim Everest, a tailor who has designed some of James Bond's most recent outfits.
So have a look in here, Tom. I've just started to think we could do a sort of Sean Connery, Roger Moore kind of thing here. So I was going to do a little vignette as we've done before.
Yeah.
So I think this could be Champagne Central.
I love it.
At £4,000 per person, this day out will be much more than simply wine tasting.
This Sunday, we're going to pack as much wine, gastronomy-based fun into a morning and afternoon as we can. We're starting off at Coates & Seeley down in Hampshire, who are an amazing English sparkling wine producer. We're then doing some truffle hunting nearby with some friends of mine, which will be lots of fun, and then we're going to scoot back up to London to do a drink-like Bond tasting, drinking all the most amazing wines that James Bond drinks.
This room could be quite nice. We'll take the rail out, and again, we'll lay it out as if we were cutting.
The thing which will make this day different is quite simply that no one else has ever done it before, no one else could do it, and we've put together something which, quite frankly, no one else has the access to do.
Achieving the impossible is a common goal for many people supplying the super rich, and Ken Benning thinks he might have just done it. His Caviar XL, infused with frog spawn extract, could have life-enhancing properties, but his colleagues are sceptical, including his wife, Jemima.
In my mind, I don't know, having done science and whatever, you feel you need a certain element of proof, you know, and all the things.
Do you want me to show you proof?
No, I know, but you need to actually see it.
Oh, I can show you proof. We can bring it around the screen now and I'll show you basically this little XL93, as I like to call it. I've named it XL93. They've tested this, they've fed it to mice, and the mouse has lived 1.7 times longer than the mouse that wasn't fed it. The only reason why you die is because basically your brain dies. You get old, your body stops regenerating. And what we're trying to do is introduce products which help your body to continue regenerating. But we're going to launch it in a caviar product at the top of the market. Think about food that basically goes into you, does stuff for you, and then goes out of you. Not chemicals at all. Regeneration, reorganization, and reanimation.
Do you remember when Kenneth first told you about this?
The horny toad, as I like to call it. It was only a few weeks ago, wasn't it? It was a couple of weeks ago when the guy had come through from the States. So yeah, and it just seems to have spiraled into a whole new event in Ken's world.
Is this strictly Ken's world then?
I think it's mainly a Ken project at the moment, yeah.
10 years ago, Ken's business happily sold normal caviar. But as it's become cheaper, the super rich now require something more exclusive. Caviar alone is no longer posh enough.
We have to grow. If we sit still, you know, I mean, every day there's someone else online trying to sell caviar and trying to undercut us, and, you know, or they're trying to sell to our customers, and, you know, it's a dog-eat-dog world. If we get this right, yeah, you can make money out of it, sure, but it's not actually about the money. It's about having something that no one else has and providing it to our kind of customers, because that's what they like as well. They want to have something that no one else has. There's only a certain amount of restaurants you go to, there's only a certain amount of times you can rent that yacht, but after a while, you know, these people, they want the next thing, and they're willing to pay for it.
Hello.
The desire for exclusivity is never more apparent than in the world of white truffles.
I have 1.5 kilos of white and a kilo of black.
But like caviar, oysters, and other favourites of the wealthy, this truffle has a humble history.
The irony is truffle started off as a peasant food. It was the food the poor ate in Italy. And today it's become one of the most sought after food items in the world. This is kind of worth, you know, 100 quid and 100 pounds. What do we find valuable? What is it that we value as a society? Is it really about the delicacy? Is it really about the fact that this is only available 2 months a year and that you're really passionate about it, which actually for some people it is? Or is it really about it's so expensive and it's kind of feels almost like it's unattainable, so you must at all costs attain it?
Like many elite food, Mira's truffles have become a pawn in the game of dinner party one-upmanship.
There is definitely a very strong element of the status factor of truffles. You're making a statement, especially if you're doing it amongst a group of people. You know, keeping up with the Joneses is a mentality that's existed for a long time, but you just see it a lot more when people become more wrapped up with the more money they have.
I'm doing my juice cleanse right now because I just got back from a holiday.
Marissa Hermer is an American expat living in London. Her husband owns a string of restaurants and bars, including Prince Harry's favourite nightclub, Bougie's.
I like sharing really nice food and nice wine with friends. You sort of want to pull out all the stops, and the best way to do that is with luxurious food.
Her extravagant dinner parties have featured in Tatler and are legendary in the Mayfair social scene.
So there is a certain level that I need to attain to when I'm a hostess. It's a pleasure to do that.
Hi. Hi, Marissa. Hi.
With a reputation to uphold, she's obtained Mira's number and wants to talk truffles.
Wow, what a beautiful home.
Wow. I'm really excited. You come very well. You're famous, or rather, your reputation precedes you.
Really?
I've booked in a lot of truffle dinners, so I need you.
Were you going to do all 3 courses with truffles?
So I like doing like a truffle starter, a truffle entree, and a truffle pudding. This is my pasta. So this is what we do for truffles.
I mean, if you've got Italian chef coming, you can get him to make fresh tagliolini.
That's what I want him to do.
Fabulous. The
Yes.
question for you is, in terms of the truffles that you want me to find for you, do you want big? Do you want small? Are you going to serve them at the table? Are you going to have the chef shave them? Because we've got a few truffle hunters that we work with, and we'll pick the best ones for you. So that is kind of important for me to know.
Size always matters a little bit. I want big ones. So let's get big.
And big ones aren't cheap.
I can't tell you today how much the price is going to be because the truffle prices change on a weekly basis. It's like a commodity and depend.
Like gold.
Last year the price varied between £2,000 to £3,000 a kilo.
It's expensive, but I'd rather buy a really nice truffle than a Chanel handbag. Actually, I want both, is what I...
For people like Marissa, personal suppliers are part of the Mayfair lifestyle.
I mean, I definitely have my salmon man who, he smokes his salmon and he plays live jazz music to it. So, and it makes the salmon taste better. I think it does.
I have to say, I'm not playing opera to my truffles.
It's really delicious. Jazz, he does jazz.
Marissa's salmon smoker is Ulla Hansen. He works out of a tiny basement in North London. And perhaps more than any smoker in Britain, he sells a fantastic story.
When I was 5 years old, I had this sort of amazing smoked salmon on my grandfather's homemade bread and eating this when the midnight sun is coming up on the Arctic tundra. It's just a memory that I never forget. And I guess that's what I'm doing here. It's a recreation of this taste that I lost in my childhood.
Every stage of Ulla's process comes with a tale, from the salting through to the smoking room itself.
This is my grandfather's smoking chamber, and one of the ideas that my grandfather had is that the salmon should move in the wind. And he believed that if the salmon moves in the wind, there will be some migration of taste. So what he means, I think, is that there is energy put into the salmon. It's not just dead. It's still alive, and we're utilizing the energy of the wind to stimulate the proteins and the enzymes. And I find it very poetic. What is art? Is it painting a painting, or is it the art of biking? Is it the art of learning how to fix a motorcycle? The art of smoking salmon, it's very much just a perpetual study, week after week.
Ulla has even separated a man's cut of salmon from a woman's.
So the men tend to be more rough and strong and liking the salty and the strong flavors, while women are more, well, what can I say, super sensitive and they love delicacy and women are great. But at least we have a way of describing not just a pack of salmon, but more.
We definitely live in a world where the myths and the stories and the old wives' tales are a key part of the appeal factor. It is, it's all part of the chit-chat, dinner banter.
But me, themselves, and do the good, and do the good with his own
In Ken Benning's office, the myth of eternal youth is possibly about to be made real.
The box has just arrived, yeah, delivered. Labelled as live fish, but it's not fish.
These are the little frogs.
Right. It must be inside
Right,
the tank.
take that out there. Right, we need to use that stuff apparently because we've got to treat the water. I think the froggies are in here. What we're going to do, by the looks of it, I'm assuming that in that little package there is the frogs. It's quite exciting.
2 days after placing an order, Ken's first batch of African clawed frogs have arrived.
This project's been, how long have we doing for? 2-3 months. You know, it may be that it takes another turn and this is not the way to go, but this is, you know, it's been taking a lot to get these little things. They're little buggers. This is possibly part of the future, yeah. Here we go. 1, 2. That's it.
I think we might have a fatality.
They're not fatality, they're getting acclimatised.
Those two are belly up.
They're not belly up at all.
They're not?
No, well, their eyes are on top of it, aren't they?
Oh, right, okay.
Darling, have some faith. Oh, they're playing dead. That's what they're doing, little buggers. I think they're great, you know? They're amazing, aren't they? And I'm a great believer in that you can't make something happen until you physically see it. Now you've seen the frogs, you know the frogs exist, they're physically in front of you, you can physically touch them, physically hold them. Now it's the next stage.
You know, I think that he's definitely a man on a mission when a new idea comes along, so yeah.
So can we harvest from this little frog the future of bioceuticals, I guess, or bio-farmers, and create a product which basically you eat this and you live for another 50 years, 60 years? This is the future. You know, the reality being is that we just want to be at the forefront of it.
It's 6 a.m. on Sunday morning, and 2 Rolls-Royces are outside Tom Harrow's house in South London.
This whole day out is really pushing our imaginations to the limit. And the idea really is just to showcase the ultimate UK wine-based gastronomy day out.
The ultimate wine camp suit, basically. Okay, how does Daddy look?
See you later. And, yeah, excellent, thank you. Good.
Tom's first port of call is Whitehall to pick up Baron Axel von Schubert and his wife, Magdalena.
Magdalena, you're by far and away the skinniest of us, so we're all going to go in the back here. We'll
Perfect. Sure.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I know, these rolls are rather small.
By 7 o'clock, the other roller has scooped up property magnate Nick Butterworth and hedge fund manager Howard Colvin.
We met on a private jet a few years ago, and we were going down to a vineyard in Bordeaux, and Tom's doing the wine tasting there. But actually, he thumbed a lift on the jet. He wasn't meant to be on it. You know, so it's all right. He was standing outside Farnborough Airport and got on the jet.
To impress his clients, Tom must give them a day out nobody else could conceive of, let alone afford. So they're heading to Hampshire, to one of the only places in Britain where the exclusive black truffle grows wild.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Howdy.
Tom, James, Magdalena and Axel. Today is all about quality and uniqueness. That's pretty much what we want to do, is give people an experience they have never had before.
Unlike anybody servicing the elite, Tom has left nothing to chance.
If you don't find truffle, is there one on standby for you to take with you?
Yeah, always. You know, I mean, the backup's always important, and we have some that has already been found just yesterday, in fact. Fortune favours the wealthy. I don't know.
You don't drive, you have a drop.
We're off. Right,
Not bad.
good racing walk. work off your small amount of venison and salmon.
Truffle hunting is foraging for the super rich. An Italian truffle dog costs £2,000, and anything they dig up can sell for £750 a kilo.
Here we are.
Oh, guys, we have action. Ah, oh, there we go. Look at that. That is pretty fresh. Look at that. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Imagine that, shaved on a bit of lobster. Ooh, yeah.
But it's spectacular. And I'm amazed at truffles here. I think it's unbelievable that we have black truffles this time of the year here in this part of England.
Tom's promise of delivering the undeliverable has got off to a good start.
I mean, this is something which no one else does, basically. I mean, here we are in Hampshire finding truffles, and you know, you talk to a lot of people, and they're like, "You can do this in the UK." Like, you can if you know me.
And that is Tom's selling point, giving his clients something money alone can't buy, something beyond a simple product.
Perhaps one way of looking at luxury today is taking the product, whatever it is, as a starting point. But it's how you convey the story behind it. It's the context in which you put it. It's building the whole sensuous experience around it that creates a truly and unique, luxurious opportunity.
He almost works below the surface. He gets to areas where the average person couldn't get to. And like today, it's something that the general public wouldn't be able to easily achieve.
By 11 a.m, the rollers are crunching down the driveway of Exton Park for a tasting of Britain's newest sparkling wine with winemakers Coates and Seeley, 3 weeks before anybody else has had a sip.
All we care about is quality. We're not looking to be big. We're not looking to make millions of bottles. There's a vintage of this coming out later this year, which I think is really going to be sensational. Later today, we're going to taste the vintage rosé, which is the first vintage that Coates and Seeley has ever produced. It's not yet released. Well, it'll be very interesting to see what you make of it.
The arrival of a new vintage is always super exciting. It's like the next installment of your favourite movie franchise.
But come through, come through.
Tom also acts as master of ceremonies, ensuring that every moment has the correct sense of drama and spectacle.
Weapon of choice, tool of the trade, and yep, trusty, ready to go. What I'm going to do now is the ancient and noble art of sabrage. It was spawned by Napoleon's cavalrymen, the hussars of sabrage, which is basically lopping the head off a champagne bottle with a bloody big sword. Bang! Wow. Perfect. There we are. And a lovely, lovely clean cut. Look at that. There we are. The first ever. When you're working with people who are so busy, you have to capture their attention immediately, excite them with something extraordinary and different, and there's not a second chance with these sort of people. So, yeah, there is a degree of the children's entertainer about the job.
It's these experiences of being able to discover new things and just being passionate about things and being fortunate enough to be able to experience them in a way that we are experiencing, things today. It's much better than just sitting in front of the telly and watching a stupid movie.
For all businesses serving the super rich, getting hold of what they want is half the battle.
Oh, are you going? Are you going? Oh.
And when your product is as rare as white truffles, there's little love lost between competing suppliers.
Hi, Mira, it's Linda at the River Cafe.
Hey, Linda, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Marvellous, thank you. In London, there are probably a handful of truffle dealers. It's very competitive, very cutthroat, and it needs to be because it's a season that lasts 3 months, October to December, and it's over. So you drop the ball, you lose a client.
Just like in Tom Harrow's wine business, when things are this competitive, it's all about who you know. And in this, Mira trumps them all.
The context I have for truffles is unique. My father-in-law is from Umbria and Tuscany, truffles being very prominent in the region meant that he had the contacts to buy truffles. So from day one of meeting my husband, whenever we went to Umbria, there was always truffles on the menu for lunch and for dinner.
Mira's married into an old Italian truffling family, and every November she pays the in-laws a timely visit.
My travelling back and forth to Italy is really about me doing the quality control, and I'm hand selecting these truffles. That is really important to my client because they know that I'm taking that extra special care for their meal. The key is buying well, and you've got to be able to take what you want and get it at the right price, and you have to be quite ruthless about it.
Truffle hunting in Umbria is an age-old tradition, and Mira's contact, Alvaro Giordino, is one of the region's most respected hunters.
Dove sta chicca? Il bianco si trova solo i posti umidi, coi bioppi, terra bianca, vicino ai margini dei fiumi. Speciale per mangiare, sì. È ottimo. È l'oro bianco della cucina italiana.
Mira's relationship with Umbria serves an important function for her clients. It helps build up the story of her exclusive brand.
Because I'm married to the Italian network, I have access to people who get them straight from the ground. You're as close to the source as you can, short of flying over to Italy and digging it out. If you have a great story and a great product, it's the winning combination. One down, two more to go. I think my story is quite a good one.
Over the next 48 hours, Mira visits 3 different dealers.
Mamma mia.
And smells more than 100 kilos of truffles.
This is such a stonking year.
Searching for Italy's finest product.
Well, I have certain clients in mind that I need to buy for. So I'm looking in terms of what I know that they would like to look at, to see, to feel, to touch, to smell. So I mean, it's all on your senses. 400 grams. There's definitely prestige in the big ones. I mean, you take it out, people go, wow, because you can tell that someone spent a shed load of money.
But what she's ultimately looking for is something a little more subtle.
The red in the white truffle is like a hallmark. So when you see the red, you see that it's actually grown near the roots of the trees. And some people, when they look for a truffle, they really know their stuff, will never be put off by the red, will actually only buy a truffle which has got a bit of red staining. That's what I'm getting. 3 kilos.
So how quickly could you sell these in London?
Well, I would say anywhere between a day to 2 days is probably likely that I will sell these. In this current market, in this climate, with these prices.
But the price is one thing Mira never discusses in public.
You need to slowly, carefully pack and slowly and carefully talk price. I do have a figure in mind. Now, if I tell you, then I've told everybody, so. I've got to go this way. So you're going to stay here, and I'll be back.
Where are you going?
To the office, to organise payment.
Mira will leave Italy with 7 kilos of truffles. By the time she's added her commission and the prestige of her hand-delivered service, these fungi will have tripled in value, and her haul could be worth over £15,000. Back in London, Ken is not having quite such a successful day.
I've been speaking to the department that looks after novel foods. And, if we take basically the unfertilised frog spawn and we basically do what we do to it and create this new product, it's classified as a novel food, and we're looking anywhere up to, he said, by the time you get something that's to market, it's going to cost you over £1 million. I'm like, great.
Ken has discovered that his Caviar XL is classed as a novel food and needs several years of safety testing before he can be issued a licence. The frogs will now face a very different future.
So the boys are all excited that we're getting some form of pets, because we don't have any pets at the moment, and so it'll be nice to have a few little frogs, and hopefully they won't be used further down the line. Hopefully these ones will stay as little family friends. We'll see.
But Ken is resolutely upbeat.
You know, we're not going to go crazy and bet your shirt on them. But what you're doing is slowly at the same time, you just like a juggler, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get another one, you throw it in there. You know, and you know your own strengths. You don't want to get the whole bloody bag and throw up in the end because you're not going to be able to catch it, are you?
I said, you know, you've got to keep on doing different things. There are so many people doing similar things, so you've got to always find the new project and keep on evolving.
People think I'm absolutely mad, but, you know, they said we'd be mad to start a sturgeon farm in the UK. You know, the reality being is, you know, there are sturgeon farms around the world and all caviar is now farmed. It's all sustainable. That's the way it's changed.
The holiday season in London is in full swing. And the city's elite food suppliers are working harder than ever.
Anyway, so yes, the answer is whatever you want, we've got. But I would go mid-range. Mid-range, I'll go for the Siberian sturgeon. Yeah. £197 exactly. Exactly.
In Spitalfields, wine expert Tom Harrow is ending his millionaire's day out. At a townhouse atelier, a James Bond theme is illuminating rare vintage wines.
We have pretty much the best champagnes in the world arrayed for you today. The very first champagne that features in Bond is the legendary Comte du Champagne from Taittinger. It's a Blanc de Blanc, so it's 100% Chardonnay, which is why we're starting with it. It's kind of the lightest, freshest style. This is the recently released 2005 vintage. James Bond was a legendary booze hound, but he was a connoisseur, as you'd expect. Cheers, all. Thank you for coming. Fantastic to see you. Yeah, let's start drinking like Bond.
To you and Bond.
To me and Bond, yeah.
All the champagne and wine has been paid for in advance by Tom's guests at eye-watering prices.
We're going up to a view to a kill.
A bottle of the Lafite from this vintage would probably be £500–600 a bottle, and in a restaurant, you know, probably just the right side of 2,000.
But at this party, money is the one thing that doesn't matter.
Diamonds are forever, indeed.
I don't think it's about the best, I think it's what is the most delicious, really, rather interesting, because we have shorter attention spans and we want to move on to the next thing.
Tom's day has been a massive success, not just because of the wine he has sold, but because he's given these people what they ultimately want: exclusive access to worlds they never even knew existed.
It's not just bragging rights, it's an experiential thing. I imagine one's palate can get very jaded if you're just used to drinking nothing but, you know, Cristal and flying around on private planes. It's sort of boring, frankly. So if you can be offered an experience which you hadn't even dreamt you could have, then you're actually opening up whole new vistas for people, and that's exciting to be part of it.
Have you tried the sherry itself?
Today was rough.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, that's seriously, chapeau.
It's been one of the best Sundays we've had. Having somebody like Tom, who brings a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of friends and experience together, and like today, which I think was absolutely glorious, absolutely fantastic.
Can I take a drop more, actually? That is so sexy, it hurts.
Tom is a man for all seasons. You know, no matter what occasion, whether you require a restaurant or wine, you just ask Tom.
Carrie, I'm at Oxford Circus. I'll be with you hopefully in about 2 seconds.
In central London, Mira is back with her haul of Italian truffles.
Got up at the crack of dawn, abandoned my children to go and do some deliveries. Who would get so exciting about delivering? Moi! Moi. Right, hasta luego. I mean, how glamorous is this? Like, zero. Hi, I'm here to see Jean-Philippe.
Over the next 3 hours, she will sell over £5,000 worth of truffles to restaurants, dining clubs and private clients. This has been quite a season for Mira.
I'd say this was my record year. I hit sales of about 70 kilos of truffles. This year, you know, a lot of people could afford it.
But all the demands and hobnobbing are taking their toll.
Oh, hat.
And Mira is tiring of the truffle game.
I have seen a different world where there's this obsession with food that I can't bear anymore. On some level, I think the balance is completely a bit askewed. There's this snobbery about truffles and yeah, I'm a bit tired of it, to be honest. Oh, for God's sake, where the am I? When I say to people I'm a truffle dealer, they go, wow, how glamorous. It's like, well, actually, is it glamorous being a delivery girl? Maybe some people say, no, you're more than a delivery girl, you know, you're the expert in truffles. I'm like, yes, but is it that big a deal? And I guess, to me, it's not that big a deal, you know, it's a mushroom. It's a fungus.
In South London, there's none of Mira's disillusionment. In fact, quite the opposite.
They're both beautiful caviars. Give me 1 second, let's take a call him. It's Ken Benning, hello.
Just days after his frog disappointment, Ken Benning is launching another business innovation.
What we want to do is be able to bring a brand new product to the market, brand new one, which is literally fresh caviar, as in really fresh. No borax, no additives. You turn the tin over and see half of the stuff in the market, it's got more bloody additives than most kids' sweets do. But we don't want to do that. We want to make it to order, really make it to order, and give the customer a whole different experience. It tastes totally different. I mean, it's unbelievably creamy. You know, they say, oh, it hasn't matured. No, bollocks, it's been in the tin for six months. What we want is it literally been out of the fish 6 hours. I don't know what you can see here, but what I can see, and we're close to it, is a same day, literally producing caviar at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, producing the caviar, and that fresh caviar is on the table of the customer in the top restaurants in London by lunchtime. We're going to have a look at this, grab the coat. Turn around the corner. Ready?
Ken is now planning a sturgeon farm right on his own doorstep, allowing him to claim London's freshest caviar ever, direct from a postcode in Battersea.
It doesn't look like much, but at the end of the day, you know, you've got to see this, you've got to see past the first bit. And basically what you're having here is literally London's first sturgeon farm. You know what? This is the future. This is literally, you know, I think that urban farming is where it's at.
For as long as the world's elite make London their home, businesses like Ken's, Mira's and Tom's are destined to thrive.
None of these wines are available unless you happen to know me.
But as the clients get richer and their expectations grow, so the suppliers must keep raising the bar to provide that extra special feeling of unique exclusivity.
With this sort of clientele, imagination is the only barrier. One of the challenges, unquestionably, is when you've done a brilliant event, what do you do next? How do you top that? It's really just coming up with the next craziest, coolest, most exciting, unusual, rarefied experience we can.